YouTube family. What is up, everyone? The original Grown Bee, bringing you one of my first few gameplays in which I was using the Weevil class that I just set up as per request from one of my subscribers. We were in the comment box talking about getting some different class gameplays up on my channel because y'all know I love shotties. I've been using shotties for 10 years when it comes to first person shooters and Call of Duty more specifically. So I just always kind of gravitate towards that. But it is due time that I get some other gameplays up with different classes. And I mean, I love using the Shiva. But other than that, I really don't have a go-to weapon. I tried to make the HVK one of my go-to weapons, but it seems like I lose a lot of one-on-one gunfights whenever I'm using the HVK. Um, I still have a class set up with it. I still try to use it from time to time. But other than that, me using this Weevil is just kind of trying to test the waters and see what other weapons can be my go-to weapon in case, you know what, the shotty's just not working out, or just in case I want to use something else. Um, I remember the talk of as far as the Weevil is being concerned when the game first came out, talking about it just needing to be buffed. I'm not sure how much this weapon has changed since then, but I feel like it is okay where it is now. But the only thing I'd have to say about that is I feel like no gun, regardless of if it's Call of Duty, Battlefield, or anything, no gun should get 4 hit markers, regardless of the range variation or the damage or whatever. 4 hit markers is too much, and that's the only thing that I have to say about that. But other than that, I like the gun. I like the class setup. I feel like this is going to be a fun class setup. I finally, at this point, not in the video, but I got the red dot sight on it. That has changed a lot of how my one-on-one gunfights have gone. But speaking of actual class setups and guns and stuff like that, it actually brings us to the topic. I got a tips abstract that I'm also going to upload since I've started doing 2 uploads a day. My tips abstract is going to be when to use combat focus. And I think that's going to be a fun video to upload because I hear a lot of people talking about, man, I use my combat focus and I just die, or I use my combat focus and it doesn't get me anything, or Drifter was talking about how combat focus shouldn't be used on higher streaks. So I want to talk about how it actually can be used on higher streaks and how to not fail with combat focus. So that's going to be my upload for later. But today I want to talk about what I call Ditto tactics. And I want to see if you guys think that Ditto tactics are strategic or if they're bitchy. I've always, well, let me explain what Ditto tactics is. For those of you who ever watched Pokemon, there is a Pokemon called Ditto, and what it would do is it would transform into any Pokemon that was presented against it. And so what I've deemed Ditto is when I'm using a particular class or I'm using a particular weapon, and then a few minutes into the game, all of a sudden it seems like everyone else is using that particular weapon. It mainly happens when I'm using the Bressie or when I'm using the KRM, and sometimes when I'm using the Shiva, but then all of a sudden, like, I'm getting killed by those same weapons. And what we do is, whenever I'm rolling with my team, if someone copies my class or copies one of my friends' classes, we call it out just to make it aware. I'll say, you know, ditto on me, or ditto on show, or ditto on ice chance, just to give everybody kind of the knowledge that, hey, you know, people are using the same weapon as you. But I kind of always felt like it was disrespect. I feel like when people ditto on me, I feel like that's kind of them trying to communicate that, oh, you're not really good, or oh, the only reason why you're being successful is because of the weapon that you are using. And now what I will do is I will use that weapon and mimic that success so that you know, don't feel like you're a particularly good player. That's the message that I feel like accompanies a player, you know, who dittos me. But, you know, as I started to think about it more and more, you know, it could be a part of changing your strategy and changing your play style and just adapting to your surroundings. But at the same time, I feel like you can do that while using the class that you originally intended to use. Like, there are instances where, of course, I have to change my class during a game. There are some instances where I'm going through a game, and every single time I die, especially if it's like a death streak, I change my class. I gotta try to get a feel for what is going to actually work for me. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. But a lot of times I will just continue to use whatever weapon that I was using before, but instead change the way I run the map, change the way I move with my teammates, change the routes that I run and stuff like that. And I feel like ultimately that is a kind of a determinant on, what a good player is, rather than just saying, oh, you're using this gun, you're doing well with this gun. This is an enormous mistake that I made, and I have no idea why I did that. Um, I think what I thought was that the sentry gun was gonna give me the backup that I needed to get that kill, but clearly I should have just went around for the flank and made that either A, unbelievably easy to get both kills and the tags, or at least picked up the tags after the sentry gun got the kills. But either way, Ditto just always kind of seemed like that disrespect to me, and I don't know. I just wanted to see what other people thought about it. I mean, when you see somebody and you've been whooping them with a particular class for a couple of minutes, and all of a sudden they're using the same class as you, um, do you guys feel kind of disrespected by that, or is it just kind of the way the game goes? What is it for you all? I mean, that's just kind of my take on it. It just really kind of bothers me. But at the end of the day, I just live with it because I don't like to complain about the way other people play. My knowledge that the second guy was there, even though I feel like I really got hoed on that kill, the knowledge that the second guy was there kind of got me killed. I got quite a few hit markers on the first guy and stopped shooting. I stopped shooting to move on to the second guy just to try to be able to get the double kill because I really felt like I should have got the first. But I got what I think three hit markers, and then he shot me what four times in the leg. So that was a fail there, but it is what it is. But I don't know. It's just kind of my opinion on the whole um, Ditto thing. I know most of the time it's people thinking that you are only being successful for the weapon that you use, and that just goes back to people kind of being upset at dying in general. That's why people get so upset about shotgun users in general or anything of that matter. So I just want to know what you guys think. Is Ditto gameplays are those strategic? Is it a person just saying, okay, well, in order to be successful, I need to be able to match this person's play style, match this person, the way they're moving, the way they're playing, and that's what's going to make me successful? Or do you guys really think that people just look at the weapon that you use and think, you actually suck? The only reason why you're doing well is because you're using this particular weapon. I mean, to be honest, I've done that maybe a few times. Um, if you watched any of the live commentaries that I did before, oh, I actually never uploaded it. There was a guy in the videos that I uploaded before, the live commentaries. There was a guy that was using the Haymaker that, like, the entire time that I was trying to get those gameplays, and he was beating me. But I specifically was using the KN44 because I wanted to get some different types of gameplays on my channel. As soon as I switched to the Bresci when I was no longer trying to get those gameplays, I destroyed that guy and he backed out. He started off like 0 and 10. So I've done it sometimes, but at the same time, I just kind of want to know what you guys think. I feel like it's bitchy, but it could be strategy. So let me know. Original Grown B